Hey, what up, everybody? Kenji Onozo here, and I'm here with the one, the only Shauna Causey, totally internet famous people. But no, she's pretty much involved with everything ever. How she does it, I don't know. She does the Comcast Cares Day, the Volun Tweet Up, another one that's coming up in August. She's Comcast PR, community, and everything person. She pretty much runs everything. But nah, she's sweet people. And so if you're out here, get to know her. But yeah, so let's get to know Shauna Causey. So Shauna, how you doing?
Hey Kenji, I'm doing good, yeah.
So, alright, Shauna, if you could for everybody, introduce yourself.
So my name's Shauna Causey. I'm on the board of Social Media Club Seattle. I'm the communications director, and I also work for Comcast as my day job in communications.
Wow, alright. And so, you do a lot of things. I think you run Comcast Washington's Twitter feed. I mean, you're pretty deep into social media. I mean, a lot of things that you do. Like you said, you're on the SMC Seattle board. Curious what your interest is. Like, what draws you to social media?
You know, it's really the people. I mean, people like you and what you're doing, and Social Media Club Seattle. There's a lot of different groups that are doing great things, and I think that you hear a lot about the Seattle freeze, right?
Mm-hmm.
This idea that Seattle people aren't that friendly, and I think that social media is really changing that in Seattle, and it's really kind of breaking that freeze. I mean, we're going to events, we're mobilizing each other around ideas and causes and nonprofit events, and it's really changing the way that we communicate here in Seattle.
Wow, very cool. So speaking of nonprofits, you're one of the advocates for social media for social good. You started the Volun Tweet Up idea, which is a very catchy name. I got to give you props for it. I love it. And where did that idea come from?
So luckily, I work with a great group of people at Comcast, and we have an annual volunteer event called Comcast Cares Day.
Mm-hmm.
And we were planning it this year, and I thought, why not incorporate all of the amazing people that I've met through social media and have a nonprofit training so we can train these other nonprofits who should be using social media but don't know how to use it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just thought, you and Kevin Yuri and just all these amazing people who are so knowledgeable in social media could come and help nonprofits learn how to use social media. So my boss, actually Steve Kipp, was out of the office and sick, and so I planned it the week that he was sick, and he got back, and thankfully he was very happy with how it went, and in the end the event went great, and we're planning another one that's coming up in a couple months, and it was just a huge success. So I think we'll keep having them every few months until nonprofits really understand how to use social media.
Wow,
Yeah.
very, very cool. Yeah, and I want to bug you more because I absolutely want to be a part of it, and actually it sounds like you've got quite a few people who want to do it as well, right?
The response was amazing. I mean, we put it out there, and actually there wasn't a lot of notice. There was probably about 3 weeks notice for the last one.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of nonprofits that said, I can't make this one, but I really want to come to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And then beyond just learning the basics, they want to learn from the experts, from people on the Social Media Club Seattle board. How do they really use social media to get the information out about their cause and their information, and mobilize volunteers? And we've been able to find board members for nonprofits. I mean, the possibilities are really endless with how you can use social media for nonprofits.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah.
So if people want to get involved with the Volun Tweet Up, what do they have to do?
Well, I would just say let us know how you want to be involved and what you can help with, and start following us at Volun Tweet Up on Twitter, and we'll figure out a place for you to be involved. And everyone who's interested, we'd love to have you help.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So, well, let's stop talking about your job, even though it's very cool.
Yeah.
But I want to get back to the real Shauna Causey. Let's talk your social media wow moment. That moment the light turns on and you get social media wow, like this is something amazing.
Yeah.
What was it for you?
That is a really good question. I think when, to be honest, I think it was when I saw Puget Sound Blood Center post information about how they needed volunteers to give blood. And I saw that on Twitter, and we actually planned 2 Volun Tweet Ups for Comcast at work to have people go and volunteer and give blood. And I think it was that moment where I would never have found out about Puget Sound Blood Center if it wasn't for Twitter, and I never would have helped plan those events if it wasn't for Twitter. And then just meeting people like you, Kenji, who are just amazing, and people who are really actually making things happen, bringing people together around a certain cause, and like getting people engaged, that I realized this is really changing the way that we communicate.
Wow, that's very cool, and thank you for the very kind compliment. So, Shauna Causey, you're a complete rock star in the community. I mean, honestly, it wouldn't be the same without you, and so happy that you're doing what you are. So, thank you very much. Last question. Shauna Causey, what do you have for lunch today?
Oh my gosh. I actually went to lunch with Kevin Yuri. We went to P.F. Chang's and I had chicken salad, and Kevin had sweet and sour, I think.
Wow.
So watch out. I might invite everybody out there to lunch, including you, Kenji. So.
All right, I'm watching. All right, everybody, Shauna Causey. Very cool people. You can find her at Shauna Causey on Twitter. And yeah, check her out. Like I said, she's into everything, and she really is doing good things out there. So yeah, she's a rock star. All right, bye.